Hey everybody, this is a review and giveaway for the Game Master's Dungeon Journal from Geek Therapeutics.
So Geek Therapeutics sent us 2 copies, one to review and one to give away, and we'll get into the details of the giveaway later. But first, let's talk about the journal. So what did you like?
What I really like about the journal, and honestly for me it makes it the best GM journal that I've ever seen, is the first few pages. So yeah, it's got a spot for house rules and things like that, but more importantly, it's all about the safety of your table. It has the storyline consent checklist on page 3, which is essentially lines and veils. It says no to these topics, caution these topics, yes to these topics. How do we deal with problems at our table? I have never seen a GM journal that up front says this is how we're going to keep everybody happy and fun and safe at the table, and then gets into the mechanics of the game. And for my money, literally, that makes it the best GM journal I've ever seen. And it's a nice, shiny cover.
Yeah. After the kind of basic house rules, safety tools, and all that, it gives you a nice story overview section that you can do a little bit of world building, like with notable places and NPCs, as well as giving you like a flowchart and a overview of the 12 sessions to run in this, because that is one thing. It is built for 12 sessions, so, keep that in mind, and if you want more than 12, you can pick up multiple copies.
buy another book, absolutely, yeah. It's really nice. The space of the lines in order to take your notes is a good size. You don't have to have tiny little cramped handwriting in order to write it in there. There's lots of grid pages, so you can make little maps of your dungeons or castles or anything like that. Absolutely, yeah.
There's a spot to go over, have all of your players' info in there, and then it dives into each kind of session has a section that you can go into much more detail. It gives you a flowchart. There's also a really nice combat overlay for each session that has both your players' basic info on one side and then the spot to put info for whatever they're fighting on the other, that I really like, because when I'm a game master, I don't want to have to be like flipping back and forth between a lot of things in combat. It's nice to just lay it open and all the info I need is right there. A big thanks to all of our patrons, especially Joan. If you want to support our channel, you can head on over to patreon.com/rollforinitiative and check out the perks of being a patron.
So in the interest of being fair, there are just a couple of things, 2 things that I don't absolutely love about the book. The pages catch every once in a while because it has this spiral binding, but I don't like the disc binding that's on some of the journals that are out there now. So for me, that's just kind of like, well, that's the trade-off. Oh, well. Because then at least with the spiral, it will lay flat. The other thing is that the beginning of each section has a photograph of what it is that we're doing. And for me, this grayscale photograph doesn't really do it for me. I think if it was color and filled the whole page without the margins, or if it was just an illustration like there are illustrations around the rest of the book, then I would really like that. But just those 3 pages don't take away from the really great information that's in the book.
Yeah, that's just a purely aesthetic
Yeah,
thing.
absolutely.
I also like that at the end there is a really good boss planning section. I know you like that as well.
Yeah, I mean, I've talked about how to build a good boss, and it's by making them interesting, giving them drive and their own story. And yeah, that's written into this book so that it's not just the bad guy who's the bad guy because he's the bad guy and that's why he's the bad guy. I mean, that's boring. And it's baked right in, which is really great.
Yeah, but it's one of the examples of a few little prompts that are in here that I think can be really helpful in a Game Master journal to prompt you to think, okay, what is the environment like during this boss fight? Or what is the rumor in this town that they're going to that might come up?
Oh yeah, there's a section that says gossip and rumors. And I know you really liked that there's one little spot for each session that is the place to write out the recap.
Yeah, I thought that was a nice either for you as a game master, if you're the type of person that you like to sit down each new session with a quick recap, Or if you like to ask your players, one of them to recap, you can jot down what they say, because I know I like to pay attention to that and see, like, what was it important to my players? Did that line up with what I wanted them to think was important?
Absolutely. As far as the value that you're getting out of this, they're $25. So that's more expensive than like the Field Notes one that you've talked about. But they're, I mean, 8-10 times the size of the Field Notes. And they're about the half the price of a Rook and the Raven book.
Yeah, I think a minimum Rook and the Raven.
Yeah, so for me, the price on there, it's a really good value for what it is that you're getting and how much of it that there is in the book. If you want to get your hands on one of these yourself without having to spend the money on it this time, then make sure you comment down below. And what we're looking for is, let us know what you want to see specifically in a GM's journal. What in a journal makes it easier for you to run your games? All of the people that leave that kind of a comment down below will be entered to win one of these 2 journals. And make sure that you're following us on our other social medias for some information on how you can get entered a second time for twice the likelihood of winning the book.
All of the rules for the giveaway will be in the description, along with a link to Geek Therapeutics. So if you want to just go ahead and pick up one for yourself, you can head on over there.
So thanks for joining us. If you liked this video and what we do at this channel, then please make sure to check out our Patreon. It's the easiest way to support us directly so we can keep making videos for you.
And don't forget to hit like and subscribe so you don't miss any of our upcoming videos. And we'll see you next time on Roll for Initiative.
Bye. If you'd like to know more, then Dawn will edit this last part out because I wasn't supposed to keep talking.